Watch fans, we're going to be looking at a piece today that Rolex has done in a way that, for those of us who maybe like a little bit more flash, a little bit more oomph to a piece, they've definitely done that. This is going to be an off-catalog model of a piece that we have all begun to love and enjoy. Now, Rolex has been making watches since 1905. However, they began to do something a little bit different by 1926. This year we'll be celebrating 100 years of Rolex actually doing the Oyster case. So as Rolex has actually released some new pieces that have been put out now, and we all actually love those designs, there are going to be some pieces that also, we have a few fans that maybe not be such fans of them, but this is one of those pieces that was done ahead of time, off catalog, and it should be celebrated just as well when we talk about the 100 years of Oyster itself. So this is actually going to be the Yacht-Master. Now the Yacht-Master has actually been recreated or redesigned, and we've been given something new. Originally released in 1992, the Yacht-Master was going to be one of those pieces that gave us something that was a little bit more refined when it came to professional style watches, and it was going to be kind of closely related to the Submariner. But what it would do is it would give us a bidirectional time bezel. That meant that we had a 60-minute counter that we could turn both ways quickly. Whereas with the Submariner, you could only use it unidirectionally because it was made more to actually measure how much of the air you've used from your tank so that you have an idea of how long you could stay in your dive. The Yacht-Master would give us something different. It would allow us to actually be able to measure our handicap when we're talking about yacht racing. So we would be able to actually know so we don't cross the line too early. We can actually make sure that we are right in the perfect location and that we begin the race at the right time. Well, in 2022, Rolex gave us something totally different by releasing the 18 karat yellow gold Yacht-Master on Oysterflex. Now, this was the first 42 millimeter yellow gold, and I think that it was a fantastic piece to release. Now, we spoke earlier about the 100 years of Oyster. Why does that even make sense to put in this video? Well, it does, simply because this is an off-catalog piece that gives us colorless, flawless diamonds. Now, when we say that, these are going to be D to G in color, which is the Rolex expectation, and they're going to be internally flawless diamonds. That is something that is extremely hard to do. Now, a lot of people would say, how can you absolutely guarantee that each diamond is D to G? How can you guarantee that each diamond is going to be internally flawless? Well, there's actually a machine and a technique that's being used by Rolex to make sure that every single diamond in this watch matches from tip to tip and point to point. That's something that you don't get at all watchmakers. But not only that, it's actually showing you how far in advance Rolex's AI has actually been, where we actually live in a world of artificial intelligence. Rolex has been doing this for so long when it comes to artificial intelligence and using the human hand to guide it into perfection itself. Now, that's a huge deal because we all love those showpieces that stand out a little bit more, give us a little bit more fun. But then what happens is a lot of people started to use them a little bit more as designer pieces. I have a lot of famous artists, whether it be musicians, pianists, maybe they're in the rap industry, or maybe they're in the R&B or country. I've even written bluegrass music for people. So one of those things is they always try to find that showpiece that's going to look fantastic for their fans. Well, they began to do that and realized, hey, it's getting water inside of it, but not here. With this Yacht-Master, this piece, because it is factory and it is here at SwissWatchExpo, we can definitely show you how this piece is actually going to be swim-proof steel by Rolex because it is done at factory. The way that the diamonds are set, they don't interfere with the case, so you don't actually have to worry about pit holes being inside the case itself. All those things have been tested. Not only have they been tested for being swim-proof, or what we like to say more splash resistant, because we do say, yes, we know that the pieces are built that way. However, as long as that crown is screwed down, we know no dust, dirt, or water can get inside of the watch. SwissWatchExpo still would remind you that they are made for cold water sports. So we still don't want you to do any hot tubs, steam rooms, showers, saunas. Those things actually create vapors, and vapors are completely different than just your standard water when it's being submerged itself and how it's being tested. This watch not only being tested in those areas, it's also tested in 6 different positions for timing. So now I have a piece that I can wear to the Grammys or the Oscars, or I can just wear on the concert stage, or maybe just in the beautiful summer itself, and it gives me the full beauty of each diamond that is there. But the piece itself is going to be accurate when I'm doing those things. I love the fact that the bezel is still going to be bidirectional, so it does still turn both ways. And I still have my markings of knowing at 12 o'clock, there's actually going to be a triangular point, and that's going to be the point that tells me that it is 12 or 0. That's the one that I could still line up to my minute hand for use. But I really enjoy the fact that this piece is perfect for summer, perfect for the stage. With the Oysterflex, just for those who do not know, Oysterflex is really one of those pieces that is built different. You have internal pockets that are actually inside of your watch as well, and that's actually to help prevent for sweating, cracking, and breaking of the strap. But there's a little thin sheet of actually titanium and nickel that's actually inside of it, so you can't cut the strap. Like Breitling, where you would cut to fit, it's going to be totally different when it comes to an Oysterflex for a Rolex. And this one not only has all the beautiful jewels and actually being diamond set up front, with this gem set piece, which is actually how we would actually list it for Rolex by saying gem set, it even has the gem set on the clasp. So you do get that fine tuning, those extra little details. But one of the things that I really want you to know too on this one, they've made a few upgrades. So with this Oysterflex and in the clasp, you have more of the glide lock feature, not just the Easy Link. The Easy Link allows you to fold and unfold to go from that summer-winter extension. So it gave you just a hair more space. Well, not with this one. Rolex made sure to go to the next level of with this actual off-market catalog piece. And you can pull straight down. When you pull down, it allows you that similar glide lock feature that you would actually get on a Rolex Submariner. This is amazing because it means I can fine tune the watch to how I want it to fit based on the occasion. It also means that you can have a little bit more fun even as a couple. Sometimes we like to have couple watches, his and hers, that you can have fun with, where maybe you say whoever's out the bed first gets the watch, the other one gets to make up the bed. But it means that you can do simple and quick adjustments where you may be able to both share if your sizes are very close together without having to have the watch resized itself. But we want to know what you think of this amazing piece that is standing out, completely factory, something that you do not find everywhere, but for the perfect person, this would make the perfect watch. And we want to know, how would you wear this piece if it were in your collection? Tell us in the comments below here at Swiss Watch Expo.